Senator from Suffolk, Ms. Chang Diaz.
I rise both in support of the amendment, which I've offered, but also to answer the fantastic questions, very pointed questions that the gentleman from Weymouth has raised. And I think actually that this amendment provides a really great example for illustrating and teasing out the role that we as a legislature can and should play in setting policy for our K-12 education system, indeed our whole education system. This amendment would add $100,000 to the bottom line of the budget. That's true. It does not create a new line item entirely.
Senator was asked to speak on her amendment. I would ask that people listen. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. I was just explaining that this amendment is, in fact, not an entirely new line item. It is new relative to the Ways and Means budget, but it is a continuation of a line item that existed in the budget last fiscal year. And the goal of the line item is to fund our state's Commission on Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, and Transgender Youth in order for them to fulfill their mandate to advocate for and protect GLBT youth in Massachusetts. And in particular, in the wake of the anti-bullying bill that we passed in this legislature last session, an important, valuable bill. Again, this amendment, I think, provides that example of our role in the education process, that we as a legislature took the step of passing that legislation. It was vetted through the committee process, brought to the floor of the Senate, and passed with due consideration. And it is now our role as a legislature to fund the implementation of that commitment that we have made as a state to protect our children from the scourge of bullying in schools. And that is exactly what this amendment seeks to do, is to fund the Commission on GLBT Youth to provide support to our schools, to DESE, in providing training, technical assistance, and expertise, particularly on bias-based bullying, which the bill specifically calls schools' attention to. But we do not, in the budget for the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, provide specific funding for implementation of that law. And so I am seeking funding through this line item to allow the Commission to support DESE in that work that we have assigned to them by providing this technical expertise, assistance, consultation, and training for the schools so that they can fulfill the work that we've put in front of them. And as many of you know in this legislature, from when this commission was first created, that while bullying affects and safety issues affect many students across our Commonwealth, our GLBT youth face these issues in far higher proportion than youth as a whole. In particular, GLBT youth face far higher risks when it comes to attempted suicide rates. And in many of those cases, though not all, many of those cases are either caused or exacerbated by bullying in schools. Just one example, we have seen many of how bullying can destroy students' lives, but just one example, this year a student at a Massachusetts vocational technical school was being bullied in a homophobic manner, and the student, who was an immigrant from Haiti, who lives with his aunt and his older brother here in Massachusetts, reported the bullying to the school authorities, who then contacted his aunt. And the aunt threatened to send him back to Haiti if he were gay, and his brother threatened to kill him. Luckily, a sympathetic guidance counselor intervened to provide support to the student at the school and at home. While we can all agree that it's critical to provide support to students being bullied, as I mentioned, again, there are no specific funds allocated to DESE in FY12 for the training and technical assistance in order to execute this. So I hope that the amendment passes, and thank you, Madam President.